Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been repeatedly condemned as a war criminal by other world leaders during the United Nations General Assembly, which has been underway in New York this week.
And today he got his turn to speak, taking a strong stance against the countries that formally voiced their support for Palestinian statehood.
But some delegates refused to listen while protesters made their voices heard right outside. ABC's Rena Roy is following the story in New York City.
Marching through the streets of New York City, protesters against the war in Gaza taking their message straight to the United Nations, many calling it genocide. Inside, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressing the General Assembly, saying Israel is not done yet.
The final remnants of Hamas are holed up in Gaza City. They vow to repeat the atrocities of October 7th again and again and again, no matter how diminished their forces. That is why Israel must finish the job.
Moments before Netanyahu began his speech, delegates from dozens of countries walked out in protest.
Place order in the hall.
But Netanyahu wanted others to listen, playing his address on loudspeakers aimed at Gaza.
The very idea of peace.
Netanyahu holding up a map and marker, checking off what he says were successful campaigns this year against threats connected to Iran.
We lifted a dark cloud that could have claimed millions and millions of lives. But, ladies and gentlemen, we must remain vigilant. We must not allow Iran to rebuild its military nuclear capacities.
This week, countries including France, Britain, and Canada announcing they would acknowledge a Palestinian state. Netanyahu accusing the leaders of those countries of buckling under pressure and saying our enemies are your enemies. On Monday, Netanyahu is expected to meet with President Trump, who, as he left the White House this morning, said that negotiators are very close to a deal to end the war in Gaza.
It's looking like we have a deal on Gaza. I think it's a deal that will get the hostages back. It's going to be a deal that will end the war. It's going to be a deal which it's going to be peace.
Netanyahu telling the hostages still being held in Gaza, the people of Israel are with you. Their families in a statement saying words without action are meaningless. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.